Normally, when I start one of these videos, we go and talk about something going on with Destiny this week, but that is not the case this week, as this week we finally reached that 1,000 subscriber goal, which is amazing, and it makes me so happy and grateful that people are willing to watch this and subscribe and help me achieve this dream that I have wanted. What this means going forward is that now I can do other content that's not just build. It's still going to be Destiny related, as that's what a majority of you guys who have subscribed are here for, but now we're going to throw in some twids, twabs, whatever you want to call it, my own opinions of things, and I'm not going to feel as restricted to only doing build videos. Now, build videos are still going to come out, but I can now sprinkle in extra stuff and not feel so bad. So of course, like and comment if you want to keep seeing that stuff, and of course subscribe, as this is only the beginning of our journey. So let's get right into this video. This week, the exotic we're taking a look at is going to be Fang Pauldrons, which comes with the trait Horns of Doom. Defeating targets with void damage has a chance to grant an escalating bonus damage with void weapons. Defeating targets with void melee grants super energy. While Sentinel Shield is active, defeating targets with melee attacks recharges shield throw, which extends your super on hitting a target. This exotic has been around since Destiny 2 came out, and it is one of my favorites to simply mess around with. If there's a bounty like, hey, go get void defeats in a Vanguard strike, I usually just throw on Fang Pauldrons and go in on my Sentinel Titan. While we're in our super and get a hit with our shield throw, we're going to get 10% of our energy back. And when we get a melee defeat, we're going to get up to 20% of our super. Because of this, I recommend using Shield Bash. It is way more consistent than Shield Throw. And with this season, it also got the addition of the Void Weapon damage, which is very nice, as we can get to the max stacks just by getting rapid defeats or by getting a melee defeat. I know a lot of people think adding this weapon surge damage bonus to exotics is lazy in a way, and I agree. However, with this particular exotic, I think it fits very well for one reason. It adds something to the exotic by playing like we normally would with said exotic. We're going to be meleeing everything, meaning we're just going to get that nice little cherry on top of that 25% bonus damage to our void weapons. And speaking of weapons, there are a ton of options we can use, so instead of talking about one weapon in particular, I'm actually going to talk about all the weapon loadouts I really like to use with this. The first one, the one I use and like the most, is going to be Monte Carlo, a Void Special, and a Void Heavy. Monte Carlo is amazing as we get very good melee uptime. On a melee defeat, it's going to reload, it's going to get a large damage boost, and we can take advantage of the Catalyst, which allows the bayonet on the front to be used as a weapon. A Void Special and Void Heavy is to just take advantage of the Void Surge when we get it, but if you want to get the most with that weapon surge, we have my second option, a primary weapon with Pugilist, Wave Splitter, and again a Void Heavy. A primary with Pugilist is just to help with the melee regen, and Wave Splitter is amazing as it has very good ammo economy as it is a trace rifle, and picking up an orb increases its damage, which does stack with that Void Weapon surge. And finally, we have the very simple special weapon in the kinetic slot, a Void Primary, and once again a Void Heavy. This is just so that we can use that Void Primary with the 4x surge bonus all the time. For our class setup, we're going to start with Offensive Bulwark. While you have an Overshield or are inside Ward of Dawn, your grenade charges significantly faster, you have increased melee range and damage, and melee final blows extend the duration of your Overshield. You gain an additional shield throw while Sentinel Shield is active. This is very nice for the utility it provides. When we defeat a target with our Shield Bash, we're going to get that Overshield, which in turn will give us that increased grenade regen and increase the damage to our next shield bash itself, making it easier to get that next melee defeat to extend the duration of that overshield. Plus, the extra shield throw in our super is huge, as now we can throw 2 of them and technically get 20% of our super back when we get hits with those shields. We are also going to take Controlled Demolition. Hitting a target with a void ability or volatile explosion makes them volatile. Further damage to a volatile target causes them to explode. Grants you and nearby allies health when volatile targets explode near you. This gives our shield bash that extra volatile damage and allows us to spread it to nearby targets. This volatile will also apply to our grenades and, more importantly, our super. The additional health we get from the volatile explosion is very nice to add for the survivability of this build, as we're also going to pair it alongside Echo of Leeching. Melee final blows start health regeneration for you and nearby allies with a -10 to resilience. This, in combination with the volatile explosions from controlled demolition, us and our team will be getting healed constantly and will always have that health regeneration, as we're going to be meleeing everything, which pairs nicely with Echo of Exchange. Melee final blows grant grenade energy. This is good for that extra utility for our grenade, as this is a melee focused build. We can get some good grenade energy from this paired with offensive bulwark. We're also going to take Echo of Reprisal. Final blows when surrounded by combatants grant super energy. We're going to be technically double dipping into super energy with this, as we will get the 20% from Shield Bash, and then the extra volatile explosion will trigger this as we will be surrounded by combatants, giving us that little bit of extra energy. And finally, we have Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour have increased duration with a -10 to resilience. Any extra time we get with our Overshield is nice, as this will allow us to have the increased grenade regen and the extra melee damage from offensive bulwark for even longer, which is always nice. For armor, starting with our helmet, we're going to take 2 stacks of hands-on for even more super energy gains and kinetic siphon, as I used mostly Monte Carlo. If you are using void weapons, swap this out for harmonic siphon so your void weapons can make orbs. For arms, I took melee kickstart for melee energy, but this is overkill paired with Monty, so I believe grenade kickstart would be better here. I also have heavy handed for orbs and impact induction for more grenade energy. For legs, we're going to take stacks on stacks so we can get 2 stacks of armor charge for 1 orb, alongside 2 stacks of invigoration for even more melee energy. And finally, on our mark, we have Reaper, so when we place a barricade, we can get orbs alongside powerful attractor to pick up those orbs nearby. And I took distribution just to get some energy back to all of our abilities. For our artifact, we're taking Elemental Orbs Void, Elemental Fury, Communal Pickups, Refreshing Pickups, Monochromatic Maestro, and Elemental Embrace. Again, a very simple artifact selection, as the artifact this season is very simple. For stats, resilience and strength are going to be your key factors, as resilience just for the damage resistance and barricade cooldown, and strength just so you can have that additional normal cooldown rate of your melee attack. Overall, this build is insanely fun, as you're going to get your super back pretty much and almost instantaneously within 30 seconds to 40 seconds of you just meleeing things. Of course, Monte Carlo really cuts down that time, because when you deal damage or get a kill, you have a chance to fully recharge your melee ability, which is super nice. But with that, that is the end of our particular video. It's going to be very short this week, as while I am recording this, there is some big things going on. While I am recording this on Monday, we just got news of all the layoffs that have happened over at Bungie and the potential delay of the final shape. The delay of the final shape sucks. Nothing we can do about that, but the honest sad thing is to see all of these talented artists and these talented community managers get laid off due to poor managerial issues from Sony themselves, as I'm sure Bungie themselves did not want to release these people. This honestly had to have come down from Sony themselves, as they just want money. They're a very greedy company as of late, and it shows here because now they have dismantled a very good studio at its core. But I'm going to talk more about that in a video that I'm doing later today, that I'm technically posting yesterday on Monday. It'll be all out, don't worry. But again, with that, that is the end of this video. I hope everybody enjoyed. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, and again, please subscribe, as we are going to continue trucking on no matter what happens, and I will see you guys in the next video.